Okay, so hey guys, it's your boy Dark Raikou here with What If Issei Had an Anti-Magic Demon Part 5. Now, it's been 1 month, so of course I'm going to do a recap, but yeah, probably a short recap, but not the point. Let me go into this What If, let me shut the fuck up, but yeah. No, I really have nothing else to talk about, but yeah. Oh yeah, before I go on, yes, I forget to almost mention this. I am still watching Tokyo Revengers. I might do what if, so I have two what if ideas for what's it called, Takemichi. Yeah, the main character. I'm a, okay, so I haven't really seen any what ifs for Takemichi, if they had ever done any or whatever. But I was thinking of doing what if Takemichi was able to adapt to anything, being able kind of having like the similar like eyes of what's it called, Garu, and the other one was just me kind of being dumb for a second. Of like, what if Takemichi kind of had I don't know, was like Ichigo, not like Ichigo having his Soul Reaper powers or his what's it called, Bankai or any of that, except for the Hollow powers. I was just thinking about that. What if he was like Ichigo with the Hollow powers in the Hollow Self, and also he kind of had a whole personality of beating the shit out of people, because when I'm watching what's it called, Tokyo Revengers, all I get reminded of is that one episode from Bleach where Ichigo kind of calls upon the what's it called, ambulance. He's like, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I need 5. He throws the phone and punches the shit out of them. But yeah, but that's all I'm just thinking about. But yeah. Not the point. Let me begin this as what if. Sorry, I'm rambling on. But yeah. So what happened last time is, well, Issei. Issei was kind of throughout the whole school day was meeting new people, either sister, friends, or cousins. Yes, mostly of his like kind of friends, of his like 6 kind of girlfriends. They're not girlfriends yet. They're mostly just friends. But yeah, of his friends. But of course, like gaming friends, somewhat, or just hanging out with them. This is where, well, Issei kind of accidentally revealed what he truly looked like, but yeah, on accident. It was bleach falling down on his hair, but yeah, and of course made him show off his kind of ash blonde hair. So yeah. So of course that happened, but of course this is where, well, Issei, that whole day kind of happened going randomly, but yeah, it was mostly a very weird day, and of course hated day because he had to also meet someone named Yurahara Ishide. Now Ishide Yurahara, or not Yurahara, let me see. So Uryu Ishida was a person that's kind of an old friend of me, or mostly an old friend of me. But yeah, someone that doesn't really like Issei because he's a demon. Well, yeah. But of course it worked well. He did kind of meet him on top of the roof, top of the school. Of course, Yuria just tried to fight him, but of course Issei didn't want to because, well, fuck that. He just didn't care. So of course that happened. But this is where, well, Issei kind of was about to leave the rooftop, but of course got kind of trapped by mostly 6 girls and another 6 girls that he kind of met throughout this day. Of course, it worked well. Issei didn't know what was going to happen if he didn't manage to sneak out, but he got caught. And of course, after that, he did kind of get some food from them. Mostly they did share some food. But of course, Issei was surprised. And what happened next was mostly his he got kind of his like kiss from his mouth. Mostly like 12 girls kind of took it. But yeah, it was going to be 13. But mostly that 13 person was none other than Rias. And Issei said, fuck no. But yeah, he didn't care. He didn't want to at all. She's always creepy and stalking most of the time. But yeah. But of course, Issei managed to go black, mostly black Issei. So yeah, Issei with the black wing. And that's all. And of course, this is where he was flying to his house. And kind of got there. Of course, one person didn't notice him. And that was none other than Yuda. Or Yuda. Yeah. Let me say it again. Uryu Ushida. But of course, well, Uryu kind of just ignore him most of the time, but yeah. Of course, the next day happens, Issei went to kind of go buy a video game, but yeah. Of course, he got his video game destroyed by a nun, and the nun was kind of annoying a little bit towards him. It was kind of cute, but not much. He just didn't care that much. Of course, well, he just helped the nun and where the what they call, well, church would be at by showing her around. And of course, when Issei kind of had a strange feeling, he decides to kind of go ask, well, what's it called, Uryu, to kind of help him out to save the nun. The night when they went to go get her at night. Of course, when they went to go get her, they kind of met or mostly saw the fallen angel leader, or one of them, being Coco, a war monarch, and of course, a couple of other fallen angels that had Azia, and also Freed. This is where, well, Freed was also coming along with the fallen angels to start a war between the devils, fallen angels, and angels, just because he's a crazy battle maniac. Of course, where Uryu did appear into the battle between the devil, fallen angels, and, well, angels, well, trying to fight against Coco. Well, they're only heiresses somewhat. But of course, well, Coco did notice what Uryu was. He was none other than a Quincy. Well, last of his kind, because, well, Quincy's did die a while ago. But Issei did also appear fighting against, well, what's it called, Coco. Now, of course, where, well, Issei was using Demon Dweller to easily destroy all the, what's it called, light spears and other things. And also did use Demon Destroy to destroy them easier. But yeah. Of course, Issei did tell Uryu that he was going to restrict two very different swords from his, what's it called, mostly grimoire, and tell Uryu to just get ready just in case he might go berserk on accident. This is where Uryu says, "You crazy son of a bitch." Fine. This is where Issei says restriction level 0 and -1. This is where two swords appear. Now they were chained up from the grimoire when they appeared. This is where, well, chains were appearing. One was a white sword, a white long sword. It was all white, but the guard itself had like a force symbol handle, kind of like that. Think of it like, what it kind of reminds me is, it really just reminds me of, what's it called? You know what Nazis kind of use? The blatantly kind of look like that. But it probably wasn't the other way, whatever. But of course, it was all white. And this is where, well, the other sword was a black, kind of smaller sword than the other. But it looked like a needle. This is where the sword looked like a needle itself. Not the blade itself, but yeah. The handle was black. They had like 3 eyes, but yeah, 3 red eyes. One was called, well, one of them was called Zangetsu, and the other one was called none other than, what's it called, Black Martian. This is where, well, Issei grabs white Zangetsu with his right hand and Black Martian with his left hand. This is where, well, Issei kind of looks at, what's it called, well, Coco and saying Bankai. This is where, well, or mostly, it wasn't fully white Zangetsu just yet, the giant. It wasn't the long sword. It was a big kind of sword still. But it was in the opposite version colors, like, what's it called, what white Zangetsu has. Or mostly what Shiro has against, what's it called, Ichigo, but yeah. This is where, when Issei says Bankai, it did kind of go into that white Bankai version of Ichigo's kind of, well, Bankai. And this is where Issei, with the needle, he calls it Black Martian Ignite. The sword ignited with the goldenish color, and of course showing off such a powerful energy. This is where, well, Issei did also call upon Libby, and even ask upon Drake for help. This is where, well, the red dragon gauntlet appears in his right hand with the sword, the white sword, called White Zangetsu. This is where, well, Libby appears in the left side of him, and of course say fist bump, and of course says double union. Now, of course, what appears, well, after a giant red and black flashing light was none other than Issei in a very, very powerful transformation. This is where, well, he had Black Martian ignited and also had White Zangetsu right now in its Bankai state, but had a red kind of red aura towards it. It was around it most of the time. Black Martian also had the reddish, blackish aura. But yeah. This is where Issei sighs. He was right now in double union, but his double union looks a little bit different from, well, the original user who, well, not original user, the original user for the 5-leaf grimoire, for being Asta. Instead of kind of being, with having the armor and other stuff, which it was, it did have the 5-leaf clover on top of his chest and other things, but there was kind of a little bit difference. He had a robe around him, kind of similar to that, like a captain of Shinigami, But of course, it was kind of a little bit tinted white and not what's it called black. It was white that had some red around it, but yeah. And of course, well, his hair actually gotten longer. Instead of being ashy, what's it called, shortish, well, kind of a little bit medium, well, not medium, kind of, yeah, medium, kind of longish blonde hair. It actually became longer. It was actually the size of, think of it from Bong, or mostly Judy, yeah, let me say it again. Or think of it from 25th Bong of like that one season 2 of Jovan Van Grace, who kind of has like long brownish hair like that. He does have like that long brownish hair. His eyes are actually right now into kind of being like a cross, but yeah. But of course, instead of being red, it's actually golden right now. Or not even golden, being one green and one blue. This is where, well, he kind of looks at, what's it called, well, but yeah, well, it looks at Coco Bill and was about to go attack him. But yeah, that's the end of the recap. But yeah, also, it was kind of like a recap, but at the same time, he explained stuff. Bleh, sorry. But we go into Issei kind of rushing at, well, Coco Bill. Coco Bill right now sees Issei, and this is where he noticed that Issei is now more dangerous than ever. This is where, well, he doesn't actually expect the Issei to have such power right now erupting from his body. When Issei kind of looks at Coco Bill, Issei has 4 pairs of wings behind him. That being, what's it called, 2 demonic wings, and that's all. What, 2 black kind of demonic wings. This is where, well, Issei has a demonic tail also appearing behind him. He has its demonic horns on top of his hair, and his hair is kind of like whitish, well, kind of ash blonde, but it's also kind of like darker. It's black, but yeah, and longer, but yeah. This is where Issei sighs at, what's it called, seeing Coco Bill, and this is where Issei said, "You're dead now." This is where, well, the boosted gear says, "Boost! ×2!" But yeah, this is where, well, Issei right now felt the power around him just erupting, and this is where, well, Issei kind of steps on the ground. I should also mention that he doesn't have shoes on his feet right now. They're actually kind of like claws, but yeah, in this, well, yeah, claw boots, whatever. But it's mostly his like feet turn into claws like a demon. This is where Issei is walking towards Coco Bill with both of his weapons. And this is where Issei says, "It's time for you to die, you bastard." This is where, well, Issei right now swings White Zangetsu right in front of him. Right now sending a very powerful white slash straight towards Coco Bill. Coco Bill has to dodge, but this is where Issei appears right in front of him saying Black Needle. This is where, well, mostly he says Black Martian or rapid stabbing. This is where, well, Issei right now stabs, what's it called, the Martian or Black Martian into Coco Bill so fast that Coco Bill could not dodge. This is where, well, Coco Bill would just wind his eyes. He got cut mostly stabbing his arm. He managed to just have to use his arm to kind of get stabbed. But he didn't know this because, well, it was only a distraction. Issei did use Black Martian just to stab on him really fast, but Issei uses the White Zangetsu to cut off Coco Bill's arm. This is where Coco Bill winds his eyes. This is where Coco Bill is trying to just fly away, realizing that Issei is dangerous. Now, of course, one thing's for sure. When the stabbing between, Black Martian stabbed into his arm, it felt like all the magic was being erased in an instant. And when White Zangetsu managed to cut off his arm, it felt like it can never be regen ever again in his arm. Nothing will ever be able to regen it, not even the Phoenix Tears or anything. So this is where, well, he winded his eyes, feeling that Issei is the biggest problem here. This is where, well, Coco Bill says, "Freed, take him out!" Freed is right now rushing at him with the Excalibur, and this is where he says, "Die!" This is where Issei says, "Pathetic bastard." Issei uses the White Zangetsu so fast. He swings it so fast right now next to him, so fast that it didn't even look like he moved for even 1 second at all. This is where Issei walks past Freed, and Freed says, "Hey, don't ignore me!" This is where the sword of Excalibur is right now just shredded into a million pieces. This is where, well, when Freed winds his eyes and notices, and even Coco Bill, he says, "What? That's impossible." Some of the exorcists kind of notice this and they wind their eyes. They just see Excalibur destroyed in an instant. Not even just, well, there's fragments of it, like very easily cut fragments of it, but yeah. This is where, well, We go into issei kind of looking at what's it called? Uh, well, mostly looking at Coco, and this is where, Free says, "Hey, don't ignore me." This is where, when Free tried to go into demonic form, he was actually cut into a million pieces and fell down to the ground. Issei says, "Pathetic, shut up." This is where, Issei then looks at what's it called, Coco, and Coco says, "I don't know what you are, but you're dangerous, so I should annihilate you at once." This is where he makes multiple light spears at Issei, and Issei says, "Black tornado." This is where Issei spins around with both of his swords, and right now makes a black tornado around him, right now destroying all the light spears. This is where Issei right now flies through the black tornado in an instant, rushing straight towards Coco. This is where Issei uses Black Martians to try to stab into Coco. Coco managed to dodge, but this is where Issei kicks him to the side of the stomach. Mostly, what's it called? Coco dodges to the right, but of course, Issei kicked him right in the side of the waist. This is where Coco coughed up a little bit of blood. But this is where Issei then pulls back the Black Martian to stab him in the left waist, stabbing him in the kidney. This is where Coco widened his eyes. The energy in his body, mostly the magic, is being disappeared. This is where Coco growls at Issei, but this is where Issei lifts the white Zangetsu to right now cut him in his chest, being parallel, mostly from the left shoulder to the right waist. This is where Coco coughed blood. This is where Issei is not giving up. Issei does stab Black Martian into what's it called, mostly Coco, and left it there on purpose to get rid of all magic, making Coco realize that he can't fly no more. Because his wings are also, they're wings, but they're also kind of considered made out of magic a little bit. This is where Coco fell down to the ground in an instant, of course trying to take the Black Martian out of his stomach, saying, "No, I won't." This is where Issei slams the, slams the hilt of the Black Martian further into Coco. Coco widened his eyes and said, "No, you can't." This is where, he's trying to use his right arm to take the Black Martian out, but this is where Issei says, "Give me that arm, for you are nothing but a sinful little shit." Issei cuts off the right arm. Coco widened his eyes. Issei is not giving him any mercy. Now, of course, this is where Issei, hears the word reset. This is where Issei felt his body fell down to the ground in an instant. Right now, feeling tired, a lot of tired. This is where, I should also mention that, some of the black horns that he had were kind of white, but yeah. But of course, this is where, and some of the wings were actually white and not black. This is where, Issei fell down to the ground feeling tired. Using right now White Zangetsu to kind of, the sword to kind of hold himself up. This is where, Issei is glaring at, what's it called, Coco, and Coco is glaring at him. Coco says, "Damn you, brat, you're dead." This is where, Coco right now tries to send a powerful kick into Issei's face, and Issei was about to get hit. And this is where, Issei says, "Damn it, I'm not strong enough." This is where, someone says, "You're not strong enough, but I guess I can take control of your body." This is where Issei says, "No, don't." This is where, right now Issei catches the kick of Coco. all that he hears from Issei, Coco's POV. This is where his foot just gets pushed back by Issei. Issei said, "Well, a pathetic crow like you dare to touch me. You should die." This is where Issei is already at a double union, and Libby is right now too tired. He's in the grimoire. This is where Libby couldn't even stop right now someone from taking control of Issei. Drake is right now he wishes he can do something, but he can't do anything. Black Martian is right now still into, mostly the kidney side of, Coco. So, of course, this person is right now taking control of Issei when Issei blacked out from being tired and exhausted from his power. Oh, well, this is where, the creature or whoever he is, not Issei no longer, says, "Wow, you're an idiot. You had my Bankai already activated, but yet you still don't know how to control it, Issei. How much of a fool are you?" This is where, everyone's confused, and this is where Uryu is realizing that Issei is no longer in control. It's none other than the being who's now in control of him. This is where the Holofy mask is actually right now growing further around Issei's body. So I should mention he did have the Holofy mask. But of course it was kind of black, but this is where it's now appearing horns. Instead of his demonic horns, it's now actually the, what's it called, mask, making horns appear on top of Issei's hair. Well, mostly head. This is where, well, Issei's head is right now, well, mostly hair turning purely white. This is where, well, what's it called? Or not purely white, mostly back to ash blonde. But of course, it's growing longer than normal. This is where, well, Uryu realized, damn it, he's already taken out of control. This is where, well, Shiro, who is actually the one to take control of Issei, says, it's time to show you, a pathetic little crow like you, who the true god here is. So die for me! This is where he swings a slash down towards Kokobell's right now chest. Right now cutting him again. Kokobell wanting his eyes and says, what the? This is where Kokobell kind of screams, I says, I'm not going to die. This is where he managed to kind of, well, try to activate his wings and try to fly up. But this is where Issei right now grabs his wings and says, where do you think you're going? We're not finished at all. Now die! He swings his sword down right now, cutting off all 10 wings off of Kokobell's back. Kokobell screams in pain. This is where, well, he says, stop! You can't do this to me! This is where, well, Shiro says, huh? I can't do this to you. Please, you tried to kill my host. And his, well, how should I say it? Well, mostly harem. Or girlfriends. Meh, I don't care. I'm just here to protect him. Well, not protect him. I'm here because it's convenience for me. Guess what? I can't let him die. Because if he dies, I will have to be dead also. So it's just convenience where we need to protect him. So prepare to die. Getsuga! This is where, well, White Shiro, who's right now taking control of Issei, says, Getsuga! Mostly he says, Entai Getsuga Tensha! This is where he swings a very powerful white, but has a reddish energy tint to it. Slash right in front of him, an energy attack right in front of him, destroying everything that was in front of him. This is where the only thing that left was Kokobell's head, falling down to the ground, being singed a little bit. This is where, well, Shiro's laughing, saying, wow, you're so pathetic. Can't believe it only took me this long, about a couple of 5 minutes to kick your ass. You're so pathetic. Well, other than that, this is where, well, Shiro now turns towards Uryu and says, you little Quincy shit. The last time you shot me with an arrow, and then Issei managed to take control back his body. I'm going to make sure that you don't do that, because I need to take control of this body. So, it's better for me to kill you now. Isn't that right, Quincy? This is where, well, Uryu gets ready. This is where he activates his, what's it called, energy bow, his, Quincy arrow bow. That kind of has, what's it called, the bow energy. But, of course, it's kind of looking like a spider web kind of type. And this is where he pulls on an arrow and says, sorry, Issei, but I will have to kill you. This is where, well, White says, think again! You won't be able to kill me! This is where, well, Shiro appears right in front of Uryu, and this is where Uryu says, damn it! Sorry, Issei, but it seems that your promise, well, mostly your, what's it called, life will have to end here. This is where, well, Shiro says, you don't have the guts to kill me, so shut up, you Quincy! This is where, well, before anything happens, someone actually appears right in front of Issei, and there's none other than, what's it called, Aika. This is where Aika says, no, Issei! This is where, well, when, what's it called, Shiro says, huh? Who the hell are you? This is where, well, Shiro has a sword right now over his head and about to slash at Uryu, but this is where Aika appears. This is where Aika doesn't seem to be normal. She seems to have, what's it called, well, 9 tails flowing behind her. This is where 9 kind of brownish tails. This is where, well, kind of being brownish and kind of greenish at the same time. This is where, well, Shiro says, who the hell are you? Whatever, I'll kill you, whoever you are. This is where, well, before anything happens, right now Issei's right arm managed to kind of grab the blade hilt of the sword. And this is where, well, Shiro says, huh? What is this? No, you need me. Let me kill the Quincy a little bit. This is where, well, we go into Issei's mindscape. Get out of my body, you bastard! I don't need your help. You already did enough. This is where, well, Issei grabs the blade out of his left hand. Mostly, yeah, his left hand that was actually Shiro taking control. Mostly the right hand if Issei taking back control. This is where, well, Shiro says, no, no, stop it, stop it. This is where, well, Issei then uses the hilt of the blade. Or, he didn't grab the hilt of the blade, he mostly grabbed the blade itself. But this is where Issei then has what's it called, still, with his hand kind of bleeding because he did kind of get the white Zangetsu, or mostly white Shiro Zangetsu blade. And this is where he uses the hilt of the blade, mostly the handle, the hilt, to smash into the like mask that he has on his face. Just smash upon it, and this is where cracking the mask off his face. This is where Shiro's screaming, saying, "Nah!" This is where, well, Issei appears back to normal. Back his eyes are back to being green, like a lightish green and a lightish blue. This is where, well, he's breathing really hard out and seeing Aika. This is where, well, Issei smiles at Aika and says, "Hey there, beautiful." This is where Issei fell down behind him, right now passing out. This is where, well, Shiro is right now angry and annoyed because he, well, doesn't have what's it called, control of Issei's body. And of course, the white Zangetsu sword mostly transformed back into the big blade. Or mostly it just looked like a normal Zanpakuto, not like the big blade of like what's it called, Ichigo. So it just looked like one of those normal blades, but yeah, of like any like low ranking, what's it called, Soul Reapers, but yeah. This is where, well, it then got white chains appear from the grimoire appearing to grab the sword, and of course pulling it back, and also pulling back what's it called, Black Martian back into the grimoire. This is where right now Libby says in his head, so restriction level 0 and -1 confirmed. This is where, well, both of them were sucked back in, but yeah. This is where, well, Libby is just now tired because of how much, what's it called, level -1 is such a bother most of the time, because how much of how Shiro usually causes any host to try to kill whoever, but yeah. Or mostly just goes rampage most of the time, but yeah. But it wasn't bad like last time, so it's decent. This is where, well, it's a decent improvement. We go into Issei right now waking up in a hospital, or just somewhere, because he was passed out. He passed out. But we go into, well, Issei. So yeah, Issei kind of wakes up, kind of trying to get up, but he did have his eyes open. But of course, he was just blinking, and this is where he tries to get up, but he felt really heavy. Of course, it worked. Well, he kind of noticed what's it called, Uryu, kind of being at the table, kind of just looking at his phone, and that's where, well, kind of also calculating some stuff, and also kind of at the same time doing some what's it called, sewing. But yeah, because my man still sews. This is where Issei says, what are you doing here? Issei said in a very kind of raspy voice. Uryu says, "Ah, you're awake already, demon." Issei says, "God, shut the hell up already, you bastard." This is where, man, Uryu kind of just says, "Can't you move?" This is where Issei says, I'm feeling my body, but I feel heavy. That could be because of all the girls are right now under the bed sheets. Huh? This is where, well, Issei looks at Uryu confusedly. Uryu just says, "I'm just gonna go. Whatever the girls are planning to do when you wake up, I don't want to be here when that happens, okay?" Issei says, "Wait, bastard, what are you talking about?" This is where Uryu kind of just says, "Bye-bye." This is where he takes his, like, sewing kit and other stuff. And this is where, well, he says, "That's fucking Quincy. I should just kill him." This is where, well, Issei feels like something's moving under the bedsheets. That's actually kind of grabbing him. But of course, this is where, well, he feels very weird. This is where, well, he kind of tries to move or something. He tries to move his arms, but they feel kind of heavy, like something pressing on them. And this is where, well, Issei says, "Oh, come on. Please don't tell me that maybe." This is where, well, someone kind of managed to get through the bed, mostly the bed sheets, for the called Issei's chest, and of course moved him a little bit up. And it's not other Hazel's eyes, kind of connected with his greenish and bluish eye. This is where, well, Issei says, Aika? Aika says, "Hey, Issei, it seems that you're awake." This is where she had a perverted grin. And this is where, well, Issei's right now blushing madly. Issei says, "Aika, what are you doing?" This is where Aika says, "Huh? Oh, you know, I'm just going This is where, well, she kind of moved her hands towards her kind of mouth, and of course, putting her tongue kind of sticking it into her, like, cheek and other things, like, into her cheek. And this is where, well, she's kind of giving, like, a motion, like she's kind of putting something to her mouth. This is where Issei's face becomes extremely red. This is where, well, Issei says, you're joking, right? This is where Aika smiles and says, of course I'm joking. Well, you thought I was for real? Maybe your liver already kind of... This is where he says, like, okay, stop. Are you the only one under the bed sheets? Because I feel like you're not. Oh, of course not. This bed is kind of a queen-size bed. And besides, you know what that means. If it's a queen-size bed, then 12 people can definitely be underneath. This is where, well, Issei winds his eyes. And this is where, well, when the bed sheets are kind of being pushed up, or mostly put over him, his eyes just got adjusted to the dark, and this is where 12 other girls are kind of looking at him with very lustful looks, and of course, this is where Happy looks to just see that he's okay. This is where, well, like says, ta-da. So, how you like the little kind of, well, how should I say, your little fan club, or mostly your harem, since that's where we all decided to be, since you already know about the supernatural. Asshole for never telling us. Issei chuckles and says, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything about the supernatural. What is that? This is where Aika just smacks him in the head, saying, shut up, we already know that you know. This is where, well, Issei chuckles and says, sorry. Also, how should I say, I never did forget about our first kiss together, Aika, or any of you else, because your magic did never work against me. It kind of got erased. Aika sweat drops and says, we knew so much little about you, but now that we now know that you can erase magic or destroy it in an instant with the fact that you have anti-magic, we had an idea that you could have done that and probably remember everything. This is where, well, Issei chuckles and says, yeah, well, other than that, I'm hungry. This is where, well, Aika kind of has a pervert grin and says, what kind of food do you want? Wait, what are you hungry for, actually? Are you hungry for us, or are you hungry for food? Issei right now has a very tinted, very bright red face, and this is where Issei said, I'm hungry for food, you know, like food for me to eat, because I don't know how long I've been out. Aika sweat drops and says, well, you've been out for about 3 days. Or mostly not 3 days, mostly almost a week. But, yeah, we can go get you food. But I was thinking you wanted more than just food. This is where I could kind of did some kind of hand gesture for her kind of moving around her body. And this is where Issei's face becomes extremely red. This is where Issei said, I'm gonna need some air. So this is where Issei managed to get his arm, mostly his right arm, out of what's it called, Colin's grasp. And of course uses the blanket to kind of, that was over his head, to kind of breathe out. This is where, well, Aika just grins, and the other girls also kind of just smirk and giggles a little bit under the bed sheets. This is where, well, they manage to get out of the bed sheets, and this is where they kind of just chuckles and says, yeah, we're gonna get you food anyway. This is where Aika kind of mentioned, and this is where everyone kind of started walking away, and Issei says, oh, thank God, I can finally sleep normally, probably. This is where Drake in his head, my boy! My boy! This is where, well, Issei said, ow, my ear! Shut the hell up, Drake! Issei said out loud, and this is where Drake says, no! Well, mostly Drake kind of screams from the gauntlet, so yeah, and even inside his mindscape. This is where Issei says, ow, my ear! Shut up, Drake! This is where Drake says, no, I will not shut up. Congratulations, my best user out here. The strongest user I have. Motherfucker, you got a harem! So fast, but nice. Very nice there, Issei. This is where Issei swatch up and says, Drake, shut the hell up already. Come on, Issei. Do you not know what they are all? Some of them are human mages, clan females. Some of them are actually demons. Some of them are actually, what's it called, fallen angels. And some of them are, what's it called, angels. And one of them is actually a yokai, and especially being that of the Nintos yokai. Issei switch up and says, what the hell are you going on about? Oh, since you will pass out, I can feel all their energy since you're extremely close to me, or mostly you, since I'm connected to you. And since I felt all their energies, all of them kind of had different types of energies, and I managed to sense in which and who actually are yokais, this or whatever. This is where he says what and says, okay, then who? Well, I'll tell you later. But right now you still need to rest, buddy. But you know, just in case you will ever need my help, I will always give you a boost. Just in case you will ever have to go against the girls in stamina and other stuff. You know what I mean, right? You gotta thrust your. This is where Issei says, I'm not talking to you, Drake. Shut up for a second. This is where Issei says, go away. I'm just going back to sleep. This is where, well, Drake kind of chuckles and says, good night. This is where, well, Issei says, this motherfucker's always at me. This is where, well, he does talk to Levy inside, and Levy says, yeah, Drake is always annoying. Well, Issei, so do you want to know about the good thing, well, good news or bad news? Issei says, what's the bad news? So everyone kind of already knows about the restriction level -1 and what's it called, 0? But you might also be able to kind of unlock other restriction numbers. Wait, that isn't the limit? Well, there was already kind of like 10 swords, or mostly 4 basic swords that you could have grabbed from the using the anti-magic, the Demon Slayer, the Demon Dweller, the Demon Destroyer, or even the Demon Slasher. There was 4 of them. But there's also other restrictions. You know how restriction 0 is Black Martian, restriction -1 is Zangetsu. Well, there's other restrictions I should have mentioned about that. This is where Issei switch up and says, am I also going to turn into some kind of demonic or something? Kinda. Yeah, I'm not going to use them. Well, too bad. They actually took a very keen interest towards you, making them want you to use them. So yeah, since you were able to kind of use what's it called, both Black Martian and Zangetsu pretty well together, even though they hate each other. This is where, well, he says, switch off, says, I guess you're right. Okay, so what's the good news? Black Martian doesn't hate you. Actually, she took a very keen interest with you, making her kind of like you a lot, but kind of hate the 12 girls that you have. Counting 13 if you count Ria's. No, that would never be counted. This is what Issei said. Well, yeah, but Black Martian has very taken a quite interest in you, making her kind of letting you use her power more often. So whenever you want to ever use her power, she will allow it, without you kind of calling upon or kind of asking her any of that permission. This is where Issei watch up and says, really? This is where, well, Levy nodded. This is where he says, watch up and says, okay. Would I be able to talk to her like in my mindscape or what? Yep. Yeah, she'll be able to talk like in the mindscape and other stuff. Issei watch up and says, okay. What about Shiro? Shiro hasn't still seen you as a king, so of course he does not want to talk to you. Since you're kind of weak most of the time, in his words, and you haven't fight an instant or anything, and the fact you stopped him from killing the Quincy, he kind of hates you a lot. Well, not a lot, because there is some keen interest that he kind of is like protecting you, because that's how he is. This is where, well, Levy now feels like Shiro's kind of cussing at him out of the book, but right now, Levy doesn't care. But yeah, this is where Levy says, but still, he will have to see you as king one time. You will have to defeat him in a battle. And of course, if you manage to defeat him in battle and he calls you about king, you can actually use his powers. There's similar trials with the other restrictions, but they're not as kind of easygoing as what's it called, Shiro's, or what's it called, well, mostly Black Martian, or mostly Black Martian's easy trial. Shiro's is a little bit difficult. It's actually one of the more difficult than the other restrictions. If I call upon restriction 2, who would that be? Well, you will have to find out, because I don't want to spoil it. Yay! Don't you don't want to like know about you? Do you not want to know about like a surprise party or something? He says no, just tell me. This is where Levy switched off and says, I can't do that. I kind of do have a bound trust with the other restrictions, and I can't really reveal who they are just yet. So of course you will have to, well, wait until you kind of summon them, or get stronger, or just ask to restrain, but they will try to kill you if you are not strong enough to beat their try or whatever. Issei says, well, damn, I'm so fucked, am I not? This is where, well, Levi says, kinda. This is where he kinda giggles a little bit, but yeah. He says, so I starts and says, okay, whatever. This is where, well, we go into Issei kind of, well, being, well, what's it called? Being, well, mostly eating with the other girls who are right now on the bed, kind of feeding him, spoon feeding him, or fork feeding him, or just feeding him in just general, because they think it's kind of cute and it's funny just to see Issei kind of eat. So, of course, that is happening. But of course, where Issei doesn't really mind it, Drake doesn't mind it. It's like being the king and being fed like a king. This is where, well, that's how Drake sees it, and Levi just kind of thinks this is embarrassing. Which, yeah. This is where, well, Issei doesn't really mind. It's food. Food is food. But yeah. It doesn't matter in how it has to come. It's just food. But yeah. This is where Issei can barely even feel his arms. He can feel them a little bit, but not much. So of course he can't play video games. Issei says, no, my video games, I can't play them. This is where, well, Aika kind of grins and kind of has this evil smirk and says, well, if you can't play video games, does that mean that I can finally level up and catch up? This is where, well, Issei swept up and says, no. This is where Issei says, no, Aika, don't you dare do something like that. This is where the other girls kind of giggle and chuckle at how Issei reacts with that, but yeah. This is where, well, Uryu did kind of visit him and says, I will get stronger one day, and I will surpass you, you demon. This is where Issei says, fuck you, Quincy. But are you okay? Because I don't know if Shiro did attack you. No, I'm fine. Your girlfriend, I'm guessing your first girlfriend, that yokai girl with 9 tails, did protect me and managed to bring you back out of your insane side. Issei's right now face is all red. This is where, well, Uryu kind of notices and he would tease Issei, but not right now. This is where Uryu says, well, I should be going then. This is where, well, Issei says, bye, don't get killed by some stray devil. This is where, well, Issei chuckled, but yeah. Now, of course, where, well, the student council and even the, what's it called, research club that appeared. But of course, Aika was there, kind of talking to Issei while playing kind of video games, or mostly letting Issei kind of watch her kind of play Smash Bros. On her Nintendo Switch. This is where, well, Issei was just talking to Aika and how to get better at the Smash Bros. But yeah. But this is where, when the president, mostly the school president and also the president of the ORC, kind of appears and kind of asks Aika to leave. This is where Aika refuses. This is where, well, Rias gets angry and kind of uses her magic to try to force Aika out of here. But Aika uses her 9 tails magic and also says fuck off, or mostly her senjutsu. Now, of course, it scared the hell out of mostly Rias because she saw the murderous intent look from Aika. This is where Aika says, I know what you want, you stupid bitch. You're not having him. I don't care if you want him in your garage, and maybe his magic is similar to that of a demon. I don't care. This is where, well, Aika has a murderous look into her eye. This is where, well, mostly, what's it called, Kiba and the others are sweat dropping because they can feel the strong amounts of senjutsu that are coming off of her. This is where, well, Sanji is right now hiding behind Sona and saying, oh gosh, she's scary. I thought she was just a pervert, but she's actually extremely scary. This is where, well, Sona tries to calm down the situation and says, please, calm down, what's it called, Aika. Aika says, what do you want, Sona? Sona just says, the only thing I want from you is, was to talk to Mr. Hyoto behind you. This is where, well, Aika says, well, since I'm his, what's it called, girlfriend, just talk to me while I'm being here. This is where, well, Issei's face is a little bit pinkish red. Now, of course, this is where, well, everyone says, what? Even the student council kind of, like, girls kind of say, what? Because they actually took a quite interesting eye towards Issei's new look, which made any girl kind of like him in an instant. But yeah. But of course, this is where, well, they were just shocked to believe the perverted girl and even supposedly perverted boy are now in kind of dating. But yeah. This is where, well, I could just say, just get out of here. I don't want to see any devils near, what's it called, my boyfriend. Now go away. This is where Aika said. Now everyone kind of just still stunned. But yeah. Aika growls at them, right now releasing more senjutsu off her body. But someone actually appears through the door. A person, well, female with goldenish hair, of course having two fox ears, goldenish tails behind her, like 9 tails, and of course wearing a kimono that shows off of her cleavage, and her cleavage, I mean, her huge kind of opai out. But yeah, this is where, well, she has a brightish smile, but felt the senjutsu, but of course narrow her eyes when she noticed that the Aika being protective of the boy. That actually did protect Aika, but yeah. Of course, she noticed the devils and kind of narrows them. And this is where, well, she sent a little bit of her kind of senjutsu to scare off the devils, which they noticed that this is the leader of the yokais, which they all kind of ran off. But yeah, even Rias, because she does not want to mess with, what's it called, Yakuza. This is where Yakuza appears saying, "Hello there, Aika." This is where she kind of says, well, mostly, what's it called, niece Aika, or Aika niece. This is where, well, Aika says, "Hello there, what's it called, Aunt, what's it called, Yakuza." This is where, well, Yakuza says, "Oh, how cute you are. Man, I wish you were my daughter, but I guess you can't be my daughter. Whatever." This is where, well, Yakuza noticed Issei, and Issei still has his arms kind of bandaged up a little bit. Not bad enough, like, what's it called, that of Asta's battle, but yeah. This is where Yakuza says, "Oh, it looks like you're pretty still hurt, but not that bad hurt. Quite interesting. Are you the anti-magic boy?" This is where Issei says, "No, I'm the boosted gear user." This is where, well, Issei says, "I'm the secretary or whatever the hell it's called." This is where Drake says, "That's not how you say, you bastard." This is where, well, Issei switch ups when Drake appears. This is where Yakuza says, "You're also the, what's it called, Red Dragon Emperor. That's actually amazing. You're an anti-magic user, but also having the boosted gear. You're quite powerful, and very powerful for my, what's it called, niece here. That means you can have lots of children with her, and they will also be powerful." This is where both, what's it called, Aika and even Issei's face becomes red in an instant, right now looking looking away from Yakuza. And this is where, well, Yakuza is giggling at their kind of reaction, but yeah. This is where, well, she then says, "Well, I should probably be going. Oh, what's it called, Aika? Huh?" This is where Aika looks up. "My daughters are actually gonna go to your school, so be nice to them. And I know that you're kind of territory about stuff, but please try not to attack them when they actually get close to Issei-kun here." This is where, well, Aika kind of narrow her eyes and says, "No, I don't want them anywhere near him. This is where, or anywhere near the school." This is where, well, Yakuza switch up and says, "Sorry, but they actually wanted to go to your school after hearing the news of someone so powerful." This is where, well, I can't really stop them. They're kind of rebellious like that. Aika switch up and say, "I don't want to share. Tell them to go away." This is where Yakuza says, "Oh, come on, Aika. It's not that bad. Aren't you sharing him with, what's it called, your two other sisters?" This is where two other twin sisters. Aika switch, well, almost falls down and says, "Yes, that is true. Yeah. I won't attack them, okay? Unless they actually annoy me." This is where, well, Yakuza says, "I can live with that." This is where, well, Yakuza says, "Well, I should be going. But if your boyfriend or any of your other friends, sisters, or your sisters in, what's it called? Yeah, your harem sisters, or blah, blah, blah. Because I know you two, or mostly Hiyori has a harem, having about 12 girls. Maybe about be 14 when the other two come." This is where, well, Aika's face becomes red and says, "Stop it already." This is where, well, Yakuza giggles and says, "If you guys ever want to go to, what's it called, Kyo City, you can come. I would not mind to push out, what's it called, Aika-chan's kind of new, what's it called, husband-in-law. So, yeah, I won't push you out there, Issei-kun. You will be able to come toward Kyo freely, without paying or anything." This is where, well, Issei switch ups, and this is where, well, Aika's face would be all red, and this is where, well, Yakuza says, "Well, I should be going. Bye." This is where, well, Issei switch ups and says, "Your mother, well, your aunt is quite interesting." He coughed into his, like, hand, mostly hand, and this is where, well, Aika switch ups and says, "Yeah, she's a very interesting lady. You can say like that." Issei chuckles and says, "Hey, you still playing Smash Bros?" This is where, well, Aika looks down and she realizes she lost and says, "Damn it, I lost." This is where Issei chuckles and says, "Loser." This is where, well, Aika says, "Shut up, how about you do it?" He says, can't, my hand still hurt. Arrgh. This is where she's growling at him, but yeah. But this is where I'm actually going to leave it off for kind of part 5 of this what if. But other than that, bye, see you, and yeah.